And welcome to Papi J and Wize El Jefe. I am Wize.
I am Papi J.
And yeah, I'm not even keeping track of what number this is, but what's going on, everyone out there? Let's just get into it. All right, so Ye apologized for what he said, not about what he said about the Jews, what he said about George Floyd. What did you feel about his apology? Then I'll give my opinion on it.
Uh, I think he shouldn't apologize. And I say that because nobody was going to receive it as sensitive. He's not a good articulator. So him keep talking and just making matters worse. I mean, I'm kind of torn because you get they put stuff out there. You read it, you research, you do your own little homework, whatever. And there's certain things that when you bring it up, it's a problem, and it's out there. So I mean, he sounded worse than Nori.
Again, you don't think Nori should have apologized. You felt that Nori was just providing a platform for his friend and he shouldn't have backtracked. Anyway,
Sometimes you gotta just stick to your guns, man. But it does go to show that a lot of things that him, Nick Cannon, and people say about that community is powerful, man. Can't talk about it. You
well,
can't say nothing.
he read a definition of what anti-Semitism. I can't even say it right now.
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah, whatever. He read it out, and you can't basically say anything. You can't defame their character. You can't say anything.
Yeah, but this is what I have the issue with because it's only in that definition that the word Jews is mentioned. So it's not in Semite, don't mention Jews, not the way they did it in the definition for anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
So Semitic, all that. This is what's killing me is that some Semites are is a language. It's a language. Really, it's not really people. It's not one group of people. Semites is a language that was spoken by many people: Greeks, Africans, Ethiopians, Jewish. So for anti-Semite to only say Jews and leave out all the other ones that's in every other definition of Semite, Semitic. I looked up everything, dude, and they speak of many different groups: Ethiopians, Africans, Arabic. So Semite is a language that's spoken amongst people. So for you to say anti-Semitic is just you can't talk about Jews, then you can't talk about Ethiopians, can't talk about Greeks, because this is all in there. These are all the people that speak this language. So just doing that homework all off of because I'm a free thinker.
Like, so what he said about his the Jewish community, that's his opinion. I don't agree with whatever his opinion, whatever. He said some truths, whatever. My issue again was now he's apologizing and he's saying he know how George Floyd and that felt because Adidas and Gap and all these companies had their knees on his neck. That was my issue. That was my problem was, first of all, you said some outlandish stuff about the George Floyd situation because of what you've seen in the documentary by Candace Owens, of all people. So for you to say that you're such a free thinker, but be influenced by somebody's documentary, when in all actuality, we all saw the video. We saw what happened. He was on his neck. It wasn't that he wasn't on his neck. He was on his neck. And now they want to say, oh, he was on fentanyl and all that. And when he was screaming for his mama, it wasn't his mama. It was his woman or whatever it is. Like,
But my thing with this, that is what is a free thinker, dude? A free thinker has to learn from other stuff. It's just coming up with your own. Don't let what you read corrupt the way you think. But everybody learns from something. We all free thinkers. We all
So
influenced by certain things that we decide to intake to gain knowledge. So I'm not going to say he's not a free thinker. I'm going to say that he's a bad articulator. That's what I'm going to say. He's a bad, because there are people that may think that he died from something else, and that is perfectly okay. You can't get upset because somebody sees something.
okay, all right, but for you to come out and say that it's fact,
I mean, everybody, everybody's yelling out something that they say is fact.
yes,
Religion.
but for you
Listen,
to come out and say it's fact, and then but because you saw it in a documentary.
I mean, I'm saying that was a Kanye has issues. I'm not blaming it on mental.
I'm not saying that we should. I think he needs help, and that's
I'm
what
not
we
I'm
should.
not blaming it on mental health, man. He just not he shouldn't be the one talking. Some of us are not. Some of us lead by example, some of us lead by words. He needs to just chill. Don't even say he leads. He needs to just do what he's doing and shut the fuck up. That's me personally what I think. So everything that's happening is not like
Oh,
it's not like
it's
he
his
did.
own. He brought it upon himself.
Yeah, but at the
Everything
same
that's
time,
happened to everything that's happening to him
but
is
at the same
created by
time,
his
we
actions.
all
So
right, but at the
when
same time, we still have to stick by. So like we don't unite at all because he might have said something bad about George Floyd, but now he's getting sued. They're gonna make him broke. Everything. You don't gotta make him broke because he still knows some stuff, and he ain't lying about what he said about the powers that be and how they got the gates, and you can't get through the
and
gate no
we
matter
and
how
we
rich you
I'm
are.
not I'm that's not what pissed
All
me
right,
off
but
with him.
yeah, but
My
nobody should be
situation,
pissed off with him because
yeah, we should.
that's like the people that was mad at Trump. You knew who he was. If you really didn't want him to be president, everybody should have got up and vote. Like at the
And I
end of the
agree, and I agree
day,
with you with that too.
all right. So at the end of the day, he was who he was. People mad at Kyrie. Kyrie is who he is.
And again,
Kanye is who he is.
I'm not mad with Kyrie because I actually seen him speak, and he spoke about why he seen the documentary. There's certain things that he said, whatever. He didn't. He just shared. Why isn't anyone upset with Amazon for showing the movie?
Dude, why are you mad because he shared it? How are people supposed to
But
learn?
okay, but what I'm saying is
How are people supposed to
you're
learn?
not bashing Amazon or Jeff Bezos for this.
Dude, listen, because it's not their fault, man. Everybody know it was out there.
How is it not there? That's what I'm saying. So
Dude, it's not
why is Kyrie being burnt
because
in the why are they trying to lynch this dude?
because
Why
it's
are they trying to bury him? Because he shared it on his platform.
dude, they trying to bury him because you can't share nothing about that group.
But
How can you
Amazon
learn
is
about
sharing it.
look, how can you gain
Is offering it on their platform.
all right, but that's what I'm saying. He just shared it on his page. So now they saying he supported. It was a good look, you watch a movie. People was ran to Jeffrey Dahmer. People ran to Jeffrey Dahmer, made this movie go probably get an Emmy. But is that money going to the victims?
No.
All right, so then that's what I'm saying. You can't get mad like they portrayed him like a pimp, like a Mac. They had him like if you wanted to be like him. And I only watched the first episode. I didn't even watch nothing else because it was mad uncomfortable. It was like I don't want to know what this type of nigga does when he's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't, but people watched it. People had dressed up like him and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just Kanye, he watched the doc. He put it out on his platform because to him, his peoples, his followers, he thought maybe they might want to look, just check it out. You ain't gotta, there's nothing wrong with spreading stuff so that people could give you different interpretations of what you saw.
And that's why I said I wasn't upset with him.
So, but it
when
goes back.
he broke it down, when Kyrie explained it, I was like, so
Man, this is
why
Kyrie's
the
last
uproar?
year, and this Kyrie's last year in the NBA, man. They
You
done
saying
with
you
him,
think
and
it's his
this
last? You think his last year in
last
the
year,
NBA?
dude. Last year. He better have fun and save money or whatever. Cause dude, this is you can't say nothing if you ain't backing down and you ain't apologizing. You done. That's it. It's just that's the these groups because there's only two groups. Well, it's three, maybe four, but there's four. There's only two groups you can't talk about. And first group begins with an L, and the second group begins with a J. You can't talk about them beyond reproach, and it's wrong because they the ones that put out all the slave movies. So if I don't like the way they depicted us in a slave movie, then I could call them anti-Semites. Ethiopians, Africans
Okay,
speak.
but
No, there's no. This is where we get. This is where they get us all the time, man. We can't just pick who.
bro, I don't watch those movies.
All
So
right,
to
but
me,
this is
it's
what.
like,
But they had it. They've been making money off of slave movies forever.
okay,
All right, but you like the way they depicted us in Django or Rosewood?
I didn't watch
All
Django.
right, but this is what I'm saying. They still making money off of telling us how they think they see us. If it's offensive to us, then we need to step up. But we
Then
don't think
we
nothing is
don't need to
offensive.
support that.
All
We don't
right, but
need to support it
we don't think like that because it's mad black actors in the movie. So
because
some
all right,
people
because
so,
this is something I was discussing on the live is that we're under the perception that that's the only way black and brown succeed is through
entertainment.
entertainment.
And that's how they designed it. Since the
But
day
that's not the case. That's not the truth. We
yeah,
have
but
black engineers, brown engineers. We have brown business
why we
owners,
don't
black
got Black Wall Street no more?
because they don't want because they don't
Uh-huh.
want that.
And they don't want nothing else. This is history. It repeats itself.
But this is where we have to make that change. Where we
But
have to
now,
unite.
but in order to make that change, you need to be able to tell the people that's offending you, misinterpreting you, and pirating off of your gifts, and you should be able to confront them. And if you can't confront them, then you can't fix nothing. And if you can't come, and now this is where it gets pissing me off with all these dudes, because that's why I say I want to apologize. How many times I walk down the street, say hi to a Jewish dude, they look at me like I'm an alien. Not you got the ones that in the communities, then you got the ones that's not, but they don't respect us, do they? Profit off of us.
Everybody profits off
all
of
right,
us.
but this is what I'm saying. They run shit though.
Because everybody profits off.
All right, so now this is you want to fix it. Stop selling your ideas, man. Get off the bus. It might be a little struggle.
Yeah,
it might be a little struggle, but you're saying you for the people. Then what kind of stand? If the people ain't gonna stand if they don't see you standing. People ain't gonna fight if they don't see you fighting.
And that's why we try to do it either way. Okay, all the platforms we're on, YouTube.
You know what I did today while you talking about that?
What?
I looked up the founders of Ancestry.
Uh-huh.
Just to see who's telling us where we from. You know who's the two main founders? One is Asian and one is Jewish.
Okay.
We send them our DNA and they tell us whatever the fuck they want to tell us. And then now we trying to find
I've never sent
not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, but that's I understand. I feel you because that's a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have done that.
The same people that don't respect you will tell you your ancestry. And you're supposed to believe it.
Maybe they do extensive research.
Man, dude, listen, man. They ain't gonna tell me if I'm Arcadian. If I'm a member of the tribe.
Why wouldn't they tell you?
They'll just say
they don't take
black.
a picture of you. They don't take a picture of you. You
Dude,
don't tell them.
dude, they're
you
gonna
don't tell them.
that.
You just say. I think you just send your name, and your
Dude,
sample.
listen, dude, you saying some type of sample,
Yeah.
and then they tell you that all the history of your family.
Okay. So
The Chinese people, the same ones that you don't want that been stealing data. Asians,
that's
like I
not.
mean,
Oh,
just I'm
that's not.
just wait, listen,
Now
listen.
you're feeling a
No, listen,
stereotype.
because
Now
you
you're feeling a
understand.
stereotype.
No, listen, I'm telling you, this is what everybody's saying.
Okay. So
Okay,
because
wait.
everybody's saying it
All
is
right,
true.
listen. So where's the technology? Who got the best technology? Who's the leader in technology?
I don't
Asians.
know. Japan.
Asians, regardless, man. Regardless. And they'll sit there and portray all these fights. This is how it even ended up to where dudes was running around beating up Asians. They spark stuff. They stealing your data. They stealing this. Oh, I don't want to do this. My data. I'll send Ancestry my shit because I ain't do my homework to see who's stealing this data. Like we don't do our homework, man. And,
you
you
get
gotta
data
put,
breaches and everything. T-Mobile just had a
dude.
breach.
I'm just saying, you gotta understand
TikTok just made a settlement
who's
with
running it,
followers because of.
who's a part of it, man. Who's a part of all the stuff
Okay.
that's bad. The hip
What's
hop
bad?
game is bad. They
Why
only
is hip
promote
hop?
violence. They only promote violence since the day we was kids.
Yes, but again,
Since we was kids, they've been
but
promoting the street.
then again, you don't have to listen to it,
Dude. But you gotta eat. And if this is the only way, if they came to me
no,
and say,
I'm
"Yo,
talking about as far as streaming. If you don't have to listen to it, I don't listen to drill music.
Dude,
That's my
drill
choice.
music ain't the only music. We ain't
I
gonna
don't
just
drill.
blame drill.
I honestly, I don't really. The only thing I really listen to is music that I enjoy.
All right, and music that I enjoy, I know how to compartmentalize.
We know we don't do what the music says.
Okay, but that's not what is going on in the world. Let's not act like everybody's there. So they're being misled. They're being misled by people.
We're gonna take a quick break, man. We'll be right
I
back.
go hard with this.
All right.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central. What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
That's why we here on this platform.
Marriage, a loving splendor, a daily grind. Such is the case when Damien and Jamie get together and chop it up, for marriage is real.
Let's just lay it all out here. Let's just be real with it.
Join this wonderful couple who keeps it real and always in love. BS3 Network proudly presents Marriage is Real, where love is the only thing that matters. Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Oh, and Jamie has something to say.
Deuces and trays.
All right, definitely support our BS3 fam, the Knucklehead chronicles. Life happens, and marriage is a thing. Yeah. So what up, man? All right, so we we touched on the yay and apologizing and all that. I don't know if you want to continue to go on that, but
I'm done with Ye. I'm done with
since
Kanye.
all right, so since we
and
did you
Kyrie.
touch on Kyrie, something interesting happened this week. The Brooklyn Nets and their coach Steve Nash have decided to part ways. It is rumored because it hasn't happened yet. This is what they're saying, that someone we've spoken about on this podcast, on this show a few times already, someone we felt was being railroaded because of the situation, because only in a consensual relationship, he was the only one being punished. It looks like he will be, Ime Udoka will be the next head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. I recall somebody mentioned that. Somebody had said that was going to happen. Do we recall who said that was going to happen?
I'm pretty sure it was me.
Nah, I don't think it was you.
Who said that?
I think it was me, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
Listen,
I'm almost sure it was me.
I'm just saying, listen, him and KD is cool.
I think he's what they need if they're going to turn that ship around.
Sports wise, yes. I think he's what they need. I don't know if
I'm sure they've I'm sure Josiah has told them you will not be sleeping with any
Nah, I ain't worried about that, man. Listen, control your chick. You getting mad, man? Oh, yo, the Texas was crazy. What do you think? I'm texting your chick. Crazy stuff. It ain't no conversation. I don't want to know how you doing. What's up? What you wearing?
The inappropriate language.
Yeah, you can't. No, wow, the language was crazy. Yeah, I bet. The same way it is when I text somebody. Yo, what you wearing?
Yeah.
Is that nigga there? Is that nigga there? Like,
send
come
me a
on,
picture.
man.
Send me a picture, yo. What you
Yeah,
got? What you
yo,
like,
there's a picture of her. They got the picture of her. They deleted it. Yo, listen, man. This is where it's messed up, because there are people that actually go through stuff, but then there's a lot of people that do some, that mess it up for the people.
It was
they mess it up for the people that actually experience this type of.
It was consensual. It was a consensual relationship. Yes.
Yeah, but they made it look worse. So that's what I'm saying.
They made it seem like he was a predator.
Man, they made it
seem like this is a pattern with him. Like
I told you, and then they said a subordinate. Not a subordinate.
We knew it wasn't a subordinate.
Not a subordinate, man.
We knew it wasn't a subordinate.
You're not getting fired for sleeping with the mop lady. You're not gonna get fired for sleeping with the mop lady, man.
He slept with the wrong one.
Man, he went up to the upper room, dude. He went up to the upper room.
Yeah.
But that ain't his fault. Listen, like I said, we gotta take. Let me just paint a different picture. Cause I don't know the facts. Let me just paint a picture. I'm minding my business. This
might be. This is just your opinion. This is not BS3. This is not mine. This is strictly
Papi J's
interpretation.
Yeah, get at me. No, it's not even interpretation. I'm just giving you another scenario.
It's your scenario. This is your scenario of what happened.
Another way to look at it.
This is how it might have happened.
Yeah, that's what it is. What if it happened like this?
Kind of like how OJ said, like how OJ was like, when OJ wrote his book, what if I would have did it, or whatever the name was. Like,
I'm not mentioning OJ. Listen, I'm not throwing all these weird niggas in the same group, man. They're gonna think I support all the weird niggas. Yo, what if I'm minding my business after a loss in the office somewhere in the building, just stressed, and I hear somebody, Ime, come here for a minute, and it's a higher up shorty. I gotta listen. She's sleeping with the boss. She is a boss. So if she say, come here, do this, do that, or I'ma tell, you hit. We just got to paint our pictures because everybody.
Yeah, again,
one,
this just a
can't always
scenario.
make.
This is a scenario he's just painting.
Yeah, because we
it's
can't.
not facts. These are
No,
not facts.
not facts.
And we don't know her name, so
Nobody has facts.
We're technically not defaming her character because we don't even know who she is.
Man, I don't even know what she looked like. Nobody has facts. They didn't even give us no facts.
Right,
they just gonna give them to Brooklyn Nets. So this is their fault. Nobody got facts. I'm allowed to speculate.
Okay.
Nothing I'm doing is wrong.
Continue.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, a woman in power is just as bad as a man in power.
I don't disagree.
We can't.
It's been proven that women have sexually harassed men in the past.
So we just got to keep that in mind when you don't get to the upper room just because she would have been told if you was predatorial, you'd have been got canned. So it was definitely a consensual. It was definitely a secret, and they had to paint the narrative so it make it look like it was a subordinate. They never gonna tell you who that chick was. Yo, they are so slimy, yo. But whatever.
We're never gonna know.
Whatever. I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad. Brooklyn is the fucking, oh my God, New York team. Buffalo, let's go. That's all I got right now. Jets and Giants, I know they're doing good. They look going in the right direction. But this ain't.
They still need work.
This ain't the year. All I got is Buffalo.
They still need work. But I mean, I listen.
I think that it might.
My issue was with it was how they handled it. They should have just fired him. They shouldn't have came up with the nonsense that we're suspending him. But
you talking about Udoka?
Yeah,
they did fire him.
Technically, yeah, they did, and now Brooklyn's gonna get him, and that's the reason they didn't really want to fire him because they knew. They knew if they fired him. If they're not
asking for nothing, they just giving them to Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're just trying to get rid of him.
Just ain't got to pay. They probably just ain't got to pay him whatever money.
Yeah. And Brooklyn is like, yeah, we'll pay him. We've vetted the situation. We'll hire him.
Listen, whatever, vetted the situation. Everybody's vetting, man. They lying.
Listen,
people lie so much, man.
He proved Matt Barnes wrong because Matt Barnes was saying he's never going to get another job in the NBA.
Matt, I mean, listen, when you work for the powers that be, his first initial response wasn't that. He had to apologize too. This is what I'm talking about. How people don't pay attention. People don't pay attention to how many people apologize. They don't pay attention to the number of people that apologize and the color of the people that apologize. We always apologizing. That's what we do. That's us. We forgive and we apologize. That's what they got the masses is just a forgiving, apologize. I got to forgive you for fucking me over, and I got to apologize for telling you that you fucked me over. And that's bad, man. That's why I don't mess with these humans. I don't, man.
It's humans in general. Yes.
Yeah, these humans.
All this division and labels and stuff.
Yeah, there's too much groups, man. I ain't got time to be worried. You know what happened if you had to change your dialect for every group in one day? Say you walk down the street.
You go mad.
Dude, you wouldn't even know how to talk no more. You would sound like you were speaking another language. If you had to go from one group to another group and talk, and be mindful of the words that you use to not offend nobody. Except for black people. You could offend black people.
Well, we offend ourselves.
They offend themselves. Everybody offend themselves. Look at the Tinder swindler was Jewish.
Okay.
All right. And he offended the Jewish community.
Okay.
When you sit there and try to make it seem like there's no wrongdoing in none of these communities, it's blatantly a lie.
Okay, but they made the show. They profited from the movie.
Did any of those victims get their money back?
They profited from the movie.
Okay, so then, like I said, man,
the same way as like we've said, is any of the Dahmer people getting their money?
Dude, we don't even own rights to anything. They took Dave Chappelle's show with his name on it. Told him you ain't eating off of this. We got it. They swindle you out of everything. The Tinder swindler. The Tinder swindlers. The Tinder swindlers. Nah, let me stop. No, I'm not gonna stop because he shows that you get swindled. I'm not gonna name out which groups, but we know the groups. They ain't the black groups that's swindling us.
Well, eventually we do when they become the head of labels.
Yeah, but they ain't swindling us.
They swindle.
They're doing what is an incentive as a boss, following boss procedures.
Okay.
You learning the blueprint as a boss. You learn that you gotta be kind of like fucked up. Most bosses is fucked up. Like at the end of the day, like they might be nice people, but the goal is money. So they could be as nice until you stop producing for them, and then they'll forget you. So I mean, it is what it is. All I know is Udoka, Nets. At least there will be no lack of nobody talking about Brooklyn because they got all the news covered. They stay in the news. They stay with articles. Articles are going to come out for Brooklyn for the rest of this year.
And you've said Kyrie, this is Kyrie's last season in the NBA.
Yep.
All right.
If I had to do it, because he's gonna stick to his guns. If Kyrie apologized, you know, powers that be was on it. Had put their knee on his neck.
Not a good term to use.
Yeah, it is, right? We've been saying they had our foot on our backs, foot on our necks. Why? Because now you can't say it. Like we've been saying this. This is not new.
Of course now. Of course, yeah.
All right, and they got foots on niggas' necks in all entertainment spaces. The two groups that are beyond reproach. Where you think their foot is at? On the floor? Nah, it's on necks. Necks. They just big foot on your neck.
Oh man.
But I mean, I just hope that the Nets figure it out so they don't be a laughing stock. It'll be messed up in history for the Nets.
They're 2-6. The Nets are 2-6.
I mean, it's 82 games. Everybody's looking bad. Warriors is 3-5.
They can turn it around.
I ain't saying they're going to.
No, I think I think Ime is the right coach. He's the one who's going to put that.
Get to the playoffs.
Steve Nash is a great guy. He does a lot of things for the community and stuff like that. He's a great basketball player, but to have him coach his team with no prior coaching experience whatsoever, none.
Dude, that.
Why would you do that?
Because
you had a coach like Kenny Atkinson who actually
but what you call it don't speak up. They don't know how to speak up. Like I'll be mad too because they be expecting everybody in sports to be a leader. Kevin Durant is not a leader, so he's not going to give his opinion on who he think is the coach. Not he's just there to hoop. Kyrie don't like to listen to nobody. So who else was going to take that job? They seen it was a headache.
Now you get Ime, who's much more disciplined, who comes from the pop coaching.
And this is their last rodeo. If they don't make it to the playoffs and at least get past one
so
round,
what if he comes in, turns it around, and they face Boston in the Eastern Finals?
Then Kyrie still has a job. And Ime still has a job. But if they don't make it nowhere, Ime is going to be just sitting there until they find somebody worthy. And Kyrie is never going to play again. Because nobody trusts him. So now you're taking him. He's doing this to himself. He's doing what Kanye did. He's alienating himself. It's okay to be curious about heritage. It's okay to be curious about stuff. It's okay, but you got to articulate it. So even if he did, when he had that moment and they was asking him questions, he should have just freestyle. This is why. This is why. This is why. I'm not getting mad at you. I'm not going to say don't dehumanize me. I put something on my platform, I got to answer for it. And if you don't answer for it, whether you sticking to your guns or not, you still got to be able to answer for it and articulate what about that. I watched Jeffrey Dahmer one episode, but if I watched the whole thing, I'm probably sure I wouldn't agree with everything in the movie. But you do gotta watch some stuff. There's truth and lies.
I have not watched it, so
yeah. Well, I'm not watching it because I ain't with all that weird shit he was doing. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
It's not even because of the weird shit. It's just because That's what they want to do. That they want to entertain us with that.
Dude, I am not entertained by
It's
watching.
all entertainment. It's
Yeah.
entertainment. So
that's poor.
That's why honestly, that's why I really haven't really been watching football either. I don't watch the games like that. I'll watch a couple of
dude. Nothing
couple
matters. That's all distractions. Everything.
Yeah.
TV is a distraction for those who ain't at the game and those who are at the arena in the Coliseum.
Absolutely.
cheering for the gladiators. Like I'm just saying, there's truth in lies, man. There's truth in lies. So you can't be mad at somebody for even wanting to peek into the lie. Even though, like, if I was into docs, I would watch Candace Owens doc. I wouldn't go. I just want to see what another person's perspective could possibly be.
Yeah.
And that's how you
And
learn.
I'm not telling people not to watch it.
I'm
just saying
I don't watch docs just because of this. Because they always talking about somebody's life, and 9 times out of 10, the person don't even agree with the stuff they saying about him.
Listen, Steven Jackson put it best. He says, I speak for the family. If you got something to ask about the family, say something, come speak to me.
Kanye just don't know how to talk. Like I said, Kanye should not be, he should have a personal assistant. Him, Kyrie, there's certain dudes that just need a personal assistant. Do not react or comment yourself.
You mean a publicist.
Whatever you want to call them. Personal assistant, publicist, mental health coach, everything in one. Like, why do you want me to post this, Kanye? And then just talk to him out. Talk him out of it. Talk him off the ledge. You don't got nobody talking him off the ledge. But in a way, sacrificial lamb, somebody has to call him out and take the ball.
You think he's the sacrificial lamb?
Me personally, yeah.
So
yeah. I think he has backing, but it's silent. He's like how they go into other countries and send somebody to go and do all the dirty work. Same shit. Like you learn it from your country. You learn all these tricks from your own country. You learn that you got to infiltrate. You learn that you got to.
But again, these are these contracts that he got into with, right? The Adidas contract, the Gap contract. What's the tech, like what's in the paperwork? What's the paperwork? Does it say you own intellectual property? Are you giving away your intellectual property to them? That it's all, these are all legal things that need to be solved.
Yeah, but he know he signed bad things. But once you go and you start talking about the beyond reproach groups, you should already know you're gonna take an L. You ain't see Kaepernick. You don't see what happened when you try to swing your things, when you try to let them hang. So there's people. Do you want me to say? So you're gonna sit here and say Kanye has nobody saying, "Yo, son, you are bugging." Nobody.
I'm sure there's people telling him, "Yo, you bugging."
And once you see that your man is on that path, I got to make sure you're at least safe on that path. I'm with you. I ain't gonna publicly say I'm with you, but I'm with you. Because we all in this together. We all trying to get these B's. We in a group.
But there's certain people that
silence is golden. Silence is golden.
There's certain people that you know that he fucks with, that he came up with, that fucks with him. That's their fam, but they're not gonna.
They're not gonna put their name on it. That's it.
Oh, of course not.
But he got backing.
Because they're not trying to.
That's what I'm saying.
Lose their backing. They're not trying to lose their money.
And this is what I'm saying. You got a sacrificial lamb, like how every time there's a bad thing. You
agree with what he's saying, that he's being humbled.
I'm not going with all the reasons why. Like once listen, I told you he's bad articulated. So why would I listen?
He went because God is humble.
Yeah, I heard that thing, and it just sounds like a preacher. And I don't need a preacher right now. So I wasn't listening. Like I get what he's saying. Then you have to be God. Like your actions don't warrant all the God stuff you say. You contradict a lot of the stuff for a man of faith. And that's for most people, that's a faith. And I say that like,
and that's one of the things that's really has blown my mind with him. What is that you claim to be such a godlike person, but you're not acting in that manner.
but is he? That's what
Is
I'm
he what?
saying. What a godlike person.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He
all
is.
right, and we all strive to be godly, right?
Yes.
We all strive.
We all
and
strive.
We all fail and miserable.
Of course, because we're humans.
Okay, so he just don't know how to talk or articulate, man. He just freestyles, and that's dangerous. He's just a free, like, dude, when he gets wound up, he just freestyles. Same thing with Kyrie. All you gotta do is get him riled up and vomit just comes out, and it's gonna be all types of shit in that. So what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna say nothing about the God part. I keep that out of it because a lot of people that talk it are just as bad as Kanye. They just don't have billions to talk it out loud.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, but so then other than that, I just think that he's one that's willing to go all the way. He's on his kamikaze mission. But you don't go on kamikaze without a team. That's what I'm saying. No, I never see somebody call one person kamikaze. They call it suicide. Kamikaze is when you're going in for a mission to bring light to stuff, and you might take a mean fall. You might not survive it.
Oh, that means kamikaze means you ain't surviving it.
Yeah, and it's for the people.
It's for the cause.
For your people. So
all right, we're gonna take a quick break, man. We'll be back.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Women and men. Why is it that we have this need to clash? Why is it that we don't want to do anything at times but outshine and gloat at the other's expense? BS3 Network proudly presents a conversation needing to be had between men and women. Because do we want to compete with one another, or do we want our uniqueness to be celebrated the most from the opposite gender? Revelations, the panel, Battle of the Sexes. Why are we aggressively in competition with each other? Live Friday, October 28th at 7 p.m. Central. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
All right, so quick note, Revelations, yes, that was happened in October, but they still have the replay on the Roku channel on the BS3 network. Check it out. It was a great show. I was part of that panel. I had a great time. So definitely check that show out. And all the other shows on the BS3 network as well, man. There's some great programming. I saw you laughing with
if I owe you, I ain't got it. That's not, I was like, yeah, that sounds like about right.
But no, that's why I love this network, man. It's showing that people of color can work together and create some great content, have some fun content, and it's not all about shooting people up and killing people. So us really having conversations, us producing shows that on things that we enjoy to do.
Makes sense. Makes sense not to talk about all the evil stuff.
Because that's not how we all live. Majority of us don't live that life.
The majority of us don't live what life?
That gangster life.
Yeah, that's true. But that ain't gangster. We
already know. Like, it's different. It's different. We gotta look at it different too. Where we grew up at, right? We had nothing but abandoned buildings, vacant lots. I'm saying we came from one of the worst neighborhoods in Brooklyn, right?
I'm listening.
Where if you hit 21, that was sort of like a milestone.
Definitely.
I'm saying, so for us, yeah, we went down a certain path, we did certain things, you served your time, everything happened. But I'm saying I touched on this earlier. We didn't let that define us. We didn't let it define who we are.
Yeah, but that right there is not majority. That part right there, not letting it define you, figuring it out, reshaping yourself, being a free thinker.
We still
that's what's being a free thinker.
Because we still have people that we know personally who go back to the same stupidness.
But that's what being a free thinker is: experience, knowledge, what you do with it.
So you would say, can you say the people that we know that continue to do the same thing over, expecting different results, are they crazy?
Stupid.
So they're not crazy, they're stupid.
Yeah, because there's really crazy people, and we gotta stop throwing these names on everybody for doing stupid shit.
But okay, so would you say they're insane because they continue to do the same thing, expecting different results?
No, it's on we insane for thinking that they expecting a different result.
Why? I'm not. I don't think I knew from the jump that.
Well, I'm saying that we would be the ones insane if we believe that they are expecting a different result for doing something that they know the result to.
Yeah.
There's no different result. There's nothing different. The length of time is the only thing that changes. Can you last a little bit longer? Other than that, what the results is the results. It's the same act, so there's the same results that come with the same act. Death or jail. So I don't believe. That's why I say when I say I don't believe in people like that, it's like I can't believe people are doing stuff and really have no clue that this is not going to work, or that this is wrong, or that they shouldn't be doing it. Because everybody's
it didn't work out it didn't work out the first 20 million times you did.
Yeah, and that goes for like anything that anybody's trying to do. If you
especially toxic relationships. Why do people continuously go into these relationships, right? And
there's a conceitedness of everyone that believe they can make the other person better, or that they have the blueprint to the other person's life.
But they don't.
And that's why it becomes toxic. Because that's not a free thinking relationship. You're doing something with That's why I say happy wife, happy life is just sad saying because
and so now that you talk about that, there was a video of a man who comes out and says, he says, I hate that saying, that happy wife, happy life. He says, then that means what? You're not being happy, you're not happy. The key person in your story is not happy.
Yeah,
not the role player in your story.
The main
character in your story is not happy.
He's just making sure that his life is happy.
And he didn't even say it like that. I paraphrase it more to where it fits for where I can use it now when I'm coaching.
Listen, I always was against that because they're never happy. So if you working so hard to keep them happy, then what are you doing for yourself? How many things are you shelving for someone who's not shelving anything? I mean, some people got it, the mastered, but that's what I said. It's just everybody just have an open contract. Like, tell me what you want. Let me see if I agree to it. Nah, I'll stay a free agent.
Now that you say that, right? There's this scene. So there was a show called Talk Radio, and one of the bosses, the owner of the station, was this sharp dude, funny as hell. And he sits down to this table, and at the table is this lady. She's a straight professional too. She's like that, and they start spewing out terms. He says, vacation home in Hawaii or whatever. It was just some things. He's like, a house in the Hamptons. She's like, but our main residence is in Manhattan. Like, yeah, done. He says, 3 kids. She goes, 2. He goes, agreed. And it gets to a point where she goes, summer house somewhere. And he goes, Hawaii. And she goes, no, I don't like Hawaii. He says, she goes, is that a deal breaker? He goes, yeah. And they're like, oh, so I guess this is not gonna work. And they just part. They're like, oh, it was great negotiating with you. And when they couldn't come to the terms, they were like, no, we're not gonna do this marriage.
Yeah, like let's stop going with the marriage with unspoken plans. I say I marry you, you got my life already mapped out. How many kids you want, what you think I should be doing, how hard I should be working, how much time I need to spend here and there. It's already premeditated. If they would have just told me what they was thinking, I'd have saved them a lot of headache. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. That's so unfair, man. And then the man gets the bad rap. Man get the bad. I didn't plan this shit. I didn't say I wanted 5 kids. I didn't say none of that. I didn't even tell you that I seen us living together forever. I didn't say nothing. I'm just happy girlfriend, happy life, like whatever they say. And it's trash, man. It's trash. It's trash. If I ain't happy, then you ain't happy. Fair is fair.
All right, man. But that's it for this episode. It was a good episode. I thought it was good. We touched on some subjects.
It's always going to be a good episode because we speak freely. Thinkers.
We give our opinions.
We good at articulating.
Yes, in some ways.
I make sure we ain't confusing people.
No, we do. We try to explain to how where we stand at and what we believe in and why what certain things pissed us off and what didn't piss us off. So yeah.
I come in peace, man. But I ain't gonna let you lie to me. I don't care what group you in. That's it. I'm not gonna let you lie to me. And since nobody's showing empathy, don't expect me to empathize with everybody. That's it. I'm not here to.
We're gonna leave that there.
Right,
we're gonna leave that there.
There you go.
But all right, so
that was my disclaimer.
That was his disclaimer.
Yeah,
But everybody have a great night. Tune in next week again for Papi J and Wize El Jefe. Catch us on the BS3 network every Friday night, 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your boy Wize,
and I am Papi J.
And we appreciate you and peace out.
Peace.